All right, so I've got my Gamo Swarm maxxim with me, and I got some clay pigeons while I was over in spring break for over in Washington for spring break, and I got an idea, and I'm just gonna shoot these at 20, 40, and 50 with my Gamo Swarm maxxim, and with because I'm gonna shoot that first. If it can shoot to 50, then I'm gonna shoot my crosman 160 to 50 also. I just want to skip to the chase for the crosman 160. I know I can hit 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm not sure about 50 because I haven't shot at 50 with that thing in a long time. But also, Gamo sent me some mags, and really, really glad about that. So now I've got 3. And they also sent me some pellets, which awesome. And these are probably the best pellets out of my gun. Now, pellets is probably the biggest bandit and bad accuracy, because you've got a terrible pellet. Usually the crossman premieres flying. And then you got a little nick, which a lot of times those do. So you're gonna have a flyer. And sure, they might work perfect out of your gun. They might work absolutely amazing. But a lot of times those pellets are gonna fly way off. So that's where it comes in good with Gamo, because they take care of their pellets. JSB, H&N Sport, all those companies are amazing. I suggest them over Crossman if you can afford it. But other than that, let's get right to shooting, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so I got them all sighted in. I've got 2 clay pigeons down there at 20 yards for now. It will, of course, change. I'll go out to 50 yards with this gun, and then we'll see how it compares to the Crosman 160. And as you can see, beautiful day in Montana. You can probably hear the birds chirping in the background. Amazing day. Unfortunately, there's no birds for me to hunt, because none of the birds that I can hunt land here, because they know that I'll just take them out. So they never land here, unfortunately. And squirrels, they're just being pregnant, so I don't want to kill a female and then kill like 5 squirrels. So I'm just gonna let spring roll off, and then I'll do some more squirrel hunting, and then I can do some fishing, and it's gonna be fun. But let's see what we can do. Let's go. First one's a hit, and should have been. I mean, it's 20 yards. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. Let's see if we can hit the corner. Yeah, right where I was aiming. Okay, let's go set them up. Let's go set 2 more up at 30 yards and see what we can do. Let's hope we can just use 2 shots to take these 2 targets out, and then if we miss, then we'll just reload and see if we can hit it again. I think I'm gonna be aiming a half a mil dot high on this one, just because it's 40 yards, sighted in for 20. That's the average distance of a squirrel. Okay, I think I'm a little bit high, which is disappointing, but let's just try to aim right on the middle. Okay, so that one is a little bit low. I'm gonna reload really quickly and see what I can do. But so far, these pellets seat in the magazine perfectly. You don't get any nicks or dinks in them. They have a really good feeling to them. Even the other Gamo pellets don't even have it good as a feeling. It's so good. For some reason, it just feels so good. And it doesn't get any nicks in it, so it's not going to affect your flight. And that's the difference between a good shot and a bad shot. If you mess up on loading your mag or loading it into the barrel port or whatever, the tail gets messed up, I mean, obviously you're not going to have a good fly. you're not gonna have a good shot. So even if you're right on, you're super sturdy, and you have the artillery hold perfect or whatever you want or whatever hold you use, and you shoot and it's perfect, then you miss. It's probably, as long as it's sighted in, that's probably because of loading error or manufacturer error. Most of the time with Gamo, it's the loader's error because they take a very good job of taking care of their pellets. Okay, so that's interesting. I have just hit that clay pigeon, but it has only taken out a little bit. I hit it, and it looks like I'm dropping about a half a mil dot. And I think what happened was I had a slight misunderstanding, and I had a slight misfly. Bad. Okay, so, but back to what I was thinking. I think it's because it's right on the edge of the thin and the thick clay. And then also it's at 40 yards, so it loses, it's probably at 12 foot-pounds of energy at that distance. Let's hit the other clay pigeon, see what it does. Okay, I know what caused the miss on that one. It was me flinching. I flinched down on that. Shouldn't have been doing what I did. I held it too tight, I think. Let's do this again. There we go. Okay, so my expectations for 50. For this gun, it's not a very great gun out past 40, which I'm not going to be using it for hunting out past 40 anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to professional shooters, I wouldn't use this as a professional shooter for a break barrel. There's a lot better break barrels out there, but this is a very good budget break barrel. This is like the best in the market for its price. And to be honest, if I was going to take a gun out in the woods and go hunt like squirrels for, say, out to 30 yards, I would definitely take this gun out of all the guns, out of all the break barrels, I think, in the world, because it's super light and accurate out to 30 for a squirrel. But let's go see what this gun can do at 50 on clay pigeons. Alright, so unfortunately we did not hit it, but still got 2 shots. If we fail these 2 shots to hit it, I'm just gonna go right onto the Crosman 160. But see if we can hit it right now. Right. So it looks like only dropping about a half mil dot from that shot, but we're over about 1. So I'm gonna hold over half a mil dot. I'm gonna hold over the target half a mil dot, then hold over to the right 1 mil dot. I flinched. Okay, I gotta give this gun one more chance. One more shot. Real quickly. Boom. We're in there. Okay. Come on, moment of truth. Yeah, we hit it. Let's go, 50 yards. Clay pigeon at 50 yards, let's go. Okay, let's go check out the Crosman 160. I'm not gonna push this gun any further because I have no idea. I've never shot at 60 with this gun, but I'm so happy we hit it. All right, so got it set back up. The only problem with this gun is if it leaks, it's gonna go down fast. Fortunately, this gun, I fixed the leak in it. But I'm just hoping that it never leaks again. But check out my Crosman 160 review video and you'll find out that how to make sure that that leak is sealed if you have a leak, which is very common in this model of gun. But there's no wind today. It's like a perfect day in Montana. It's probably like 45-ish degrees, 50 degrees. Feels amazing. Miss. I actually expected this Crosman 160 to do better than the Gamo at 50. There we go. You see the hole from here. I'm not sure if I've been missing the entire time, but I know I hit that one because I can see the hole. Try to hit it again. I think that's another hit. Oh yeah. Well, I think that proves that the guns I own are pretty good at 50. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think that the Gamo definitely did do better. Last night it wasn't really fair because there was wind and I had to adjust, but I mean, I made that adjustment and it was right on. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video, which hopefully it will be a turkey hunting video. Turkey hunting opens in like less than a week, so hopefully my next video will be on turkey hunting. Alright, so other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and just about to go film another video, so can't wait to post some more, and hope you guys are having a good life, having a good day, having a good hour. Personally, I'm really sore, track, but other than that,